Shelby's going to be hanging out in chat as my account. She's also going to be controlling the clip and soundboard. But hey, tonight is January. I have no idea what fucking year it is. It is September 18th. This is the bonus cooking stream that y'all got for the partnerversary. And it has been decided that we are taking a trip to MILF Denny's for a grand slam. Also, we have Meatloaf. This is going to be a quick and easy one. I'll show you some of my hidden techniques for making really quick hash browns. And meatloaf. My meatloaf is very fucking good. But I'll show you some tips and tricks along the way. Maybe, Cindy. Maybe you haven't. Also, my hair is a goddamn mess. We're going to be working on it, though. What else do I need? That should be pretty okay. By the way, it's Denny's. I'm not making pancakes from scratch. You think they fucking make pancakes from Denny's at scratch? No, you get the mix. However, it will be protein, you know. Gotta keep it looking right and looking tight. And we'll be having bacon and sausage. I did not defrost the sausage. Yeah, exactly, DM. Yeah, I just didn't feel like wearing the ears today. Or, well, like, for the next hour. I'm quite lazy. I'm gonna get the tea going. To be honest, this is like really simple. It's kind of almost silly that I'm doing this, at least to me. It's what y'all wanted. Well, most of y'all wanted. It is a good a time as any to remind you that if you are subscribed to the channel, or you have a lot of channel points, which should be, I'm now having to envision myself in reverse space. Should be this direction? No, this direction. Be this direction, I think. This direction. The channel points, you can vote for extra cooking votes, and we'll have someone tabulate it. I do not think I need anything else that's in these cabinets. I need milk, which I do have. Ta-da! And I have to pull the sausage out, which is still frozen, but like, it's whatever. It's just organic breakfast pork sausage. That can chill there for a little bit. And I'm gonna have to grab our proteins of the day, which is gonna be bacon, which is extremely expensive. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I use meatloaf mix because it's fucking good. And to be honest, to make your own meatloaf mix, it's just... What? Yo, what's up, Palmer? Coming in at tier 3, dude? Blessed be, homie. Yeah, you can add honey to it. There's all sorts of stuff. Blessed be, Palmer on the tier 3. What's up, dude? How are you tonight? Anyway, we'll have this. We'll need this for the meatloaf as well as the Denny's. If you have a griddle, would recommend. Nice flat pan. Mine's really flat. Just kidding, it's completely concave. It's whatever. Beat the shit out of it. Pans are inexpensive. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Do I want to two-pan this? Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. Shelby says I can use 2 pans. Pizza roll, casserole? No, you can vote for it, dude. That's if you're tier 3, that's literally 6 votes. And knowing you could probably con, beg, borrow, steal, or bribe the rest of the voters into making pizza roll casserole. So we'll get a second pan out here. I think I'll start with the potatoes, to be honest. For those of you that try and get potatoes nice and crispy for your hash browns, it can take a while. We just have standard russet potatoes. I'll show you the easiest trick I have in the book. How many hash brownies you want, Bubba? A lot or not a lot?
Not a lot.
Okay. 2 potato, 3 potato?
3 potato.
A lot. Start prepping it? Nah, that's fine, I got it. You're busy watching Rock Lady anyway. And to be honest, am I really going to actually peel these potatoes? Probably not. What I am going to do is at least scrub them. Sure, people have a certain brush for it. I have these wonderful things called hands. You just kind of scrub the potato. It's not that fucking difficult. Just want to make sure there's no, like, dirt or dust on them. I'll make myself some tea in a second. I'm going to grab that from the computer side of life. Alright, so, as we all know, potatoes take forever to cook. If you're baking a potato, it takes literally an entire fucking year in the oven, and then it's too fucking hot to eat, so it's like, what the fuck's the point of it anyway? Like, you know, what's the point of it all? Everything is meaningless. But, fear not, children, there is an easier method, I promise, and this will save you a lot of time. Anyway, we're just going to take our potatoes, I'm just going to kind of cut them down into hash brown size. Which means get your dicing on. You want onions? That was a question. Now, these are going to be more like a diced potato. To be honest, if you want home fries, like sliced ones, you can. I do not have a very good vegetable mandolin. And the goal of the cooking stream is to make this easy and simple, not an excess trip to the emergency room because I sliced the fucking tip of my finger off. So, I'm just going to basically rough cut these down. Just make diced potatoes. Some of them are going to be bigger than others, that's fine. I really don't worry about it. This is bullshit. Am I putting onions in this too, babe, or no? Yeah. Okay. Alright, for those of you at home, how is our audio balancing? Is it good? Is it bad? Because normally I have to play with it like just a little bit. Is the microphone too strong? Is it picking up anything that shouldn't be in the background? Is our music too loud? Is the music not loud enough? Ah, fuck, I completely forgot about my tea. Sounds like your mom. I love this knife, by the way. This is like my go-to knife besides a paring knife. People are like, oh, just use that big old fucking honking knife. No thanks. Palmer's ready for 7 days to die. He's like hoping no one shows up for golf so he can just blow more things up with dynamite. I love it. Oh, no one's mentioned anything about Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow. Are we just doing a 7 days to die session instead? So I know if I ask you if you have anything ready for carbon, you're gonna be like, no, we should do 7 days to die. You can air fry, use like a, well, convection oven or an oven for your home fries. But well, these are gonna come out better, because let's be honest. Everything's better when you fry it. Potatoes are better when you actually fry them. But yeah, welcome to MILF Denny's. I am not a mom. Shelby is probably the better candidate for this, but she is also not a mom. No plans. Alright, so we have our large chunks of potato here. It's gonna be so fucking much. I will make it work. I'm just trying to break down some of the bigger pieces here. Because again, like, uniformity doesn't super matter, but like, obviously I don't want this big honking boy. Just split that. Because these potatoes will still have to cook, obviously. It's not just magic. Alright, now, easiest trick in the book. You're gonna be like, damn, you're really gonna spend all this time cooking those potatoes? How do you prevent them from, like, burning and shit? Well, if you didn't know, there's an easy way. What I'm gonna do is just grab this incredible thing we call a plate. This is a plate. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put the potatoes on the plate. I'm gonna throw some of them on the floor. Fucking mistakes have been made. It's okay though. The other thing is I'm just getting my last double check through to make sure we don't have any large hunks of potato. Alright, so nice flat layer. Throw that straggler out. These are gonna go in the microwave for like 2.5 minutes. Ta-da! Pretty simple, right? I'm going to reevaluate my life choices and actually go for the biggest pan we have in the house, which is basically like my massive stove. And this bad boy is going to go here. I'm going to start getting some heat into it. I'm going to tuck away the sous vide a little bit. That's just going to be on medium. I think I'll do bacon first. I'm actually going to pause this really quick. Turn that back on. All right. Any questions so fucking far? You know what's up, crazy? Yeah, that's the secret. Especially with large quantities like that, Ash. And especially if you're just trying to get them in the pan with, like, good seasoning, you're definitely going to want to... Well, you can get nice crispy on the outside, but it's still going to be fucking raw on the inside. So it's really important that you cook it all the way through. And to be honest, you're not really losing anything. It's not like you're exclusively using the microwave to do the cooking. Like, because that's sad and fucking gross. I forgot I need one decent sized mixing vessel. Actually, I might do that really quick too. Do we have any onion out here or half cut onion, Bubba?
Bottom shelf of the fridge in the center, plastic bag.
Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dice up some onion here too. And this is going to play a pivotal role in not only our hash browns, but I'm also going to put a little bit of it in with the meatloaf. So I'm just going to try and get that in there for extra flavor. Also, for those of you that maybe aren't the best with the kitchen knife, you can always use the claw method and just really tough to cut your fingertips off when they're not out. So that's going to go into the mixing bowl early. Going to remove my hair from that. I'm going to ask if anyone noticed that the light level just changed in here, or if I'm having a stroke. Sometimes it happens, you know. I have been known to have a stroke. I'll check in on chat in just a second. This is also going to be my third time heating up tea water so I can make tea. As we know, I'm a fucking idiot, and I have problems doing this shit sometimes. Yeah, I have fairly bad scoliosis, but physical exercise makes it, like, not hurt at least. That should fix it a little bit temporarily. And while I have these here, I'm just gonna break these down a little bit more. And in the last couple of minutes of cooking the hash browns, I'll probably toss them in. I just like them diced. I prefer my hash browns well done with onions. Normally what you have to tell people around here is, like, when I go to the diner or whatever, I order hash browns anywhere, I just ask for them to burn them. And what that means is they'll actually cook them, like, through, as opposed to, like, just, like, still basic, like, one step above raw. They're just warm. Alright, the other thing I gotta grab, eggs. I also am going to give the potatoes like at least a minute or two to calm down, because that plate's about the temperature of the surface of the sun. Now, meatloaf mix. Please don't use just all beef. At least do beef pork. This mix is beef, pork, and veal. Literally, this is just going to go right in there. And this is also going to get 1 egg in it. Hey, double yolk! I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. Probably not. I'm trying, okay? Double yolk. Anyway, I will also need the eggs for, you know, part of the grand anus slam. Whew. Alright. A little bit of adobo in there. The other thing that this is going to get is just a little bit of cumin. Just a teeny tiny bit. The other thing that goes in meatloaf, let me just dig through, because normally I kind of freehand this a little bit. We definitely want some Italian seasoning. Meatloaf is hearty, warm, so you want to get some of that in there. I believe I have some onion salt and celery salt laying around. I definitely want both of those in there. I just gotta find them. What's up, Metal Goose? Yo, I love double yolk, baby. That is also such a first world problem. You know, I hate it when I get a double yolk and I'm trying to make a nice hollandaise. Probably just losing my mind. I'm trying to remember where my celery salt is, because this is going to bungle my penis. There is the onion salt. That's definitely one that I was looking for. There's garlic powder. Where is my celery salt? I got some cock flavored seasoning, if anyone's curious. Ah, there it is. Celery salt. It's very salty, but it's going to add that kind of rooty, earthy kind of flavor we're looking for, and a little bit of onion salt. I'm going to pull this back because I am misaligned. I'm going to turn the hot water on again. What's up, Angel? Dan, how are you? Luda's still here? Oh, my mind's long gone. I'm just hunting for celery salt now. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this set up really quick, and then we can talk about the rest of this. Oven's going on 400. Oh, one more thing. It'll be really gross. I hope this really fucks with someone. Bubba, now is the time if you want to get the clip button ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we do need a binding ingredient in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nice piece of potato bread here, and we're going to zoom in. We're going to zoom in. Look, I'm trying to make this work, okay? Look, okay, lots of adjustments here. I'm gonna take this nice piece of bread, right? Just gonna get this nice wet piece of bread. Look at that soggy bread. Yes. Just gonna squeeze it out a little bit there. It's beautiful, right? Do you love it? It's delicious. There you go. You can hit the clip button now. All right. Now, I'm just gonna tear it apart and get it in there. And you'll probably be wondering, well, why do you do this? Well, Meatloaf needs a binder. Don't get me wrong, the fat content is higher than using like just beef, unless you're using like 80-20. But what's important is you need something to hold this thing together. It's going to be going into the oven at a pretty high temperature for a pretty long time. And I also want to be able to slice the thing without it turning into, well, gross. So I'm going to add some bread in there. Traditionally, you can use like breadcrumbs. For me, I just think this adds the right amount of texture and flavor. And when you cook the wet bread, it ends up having roughly the same texture as the meatloaf.
Fix the camera.
Yeah, I know. My hands are wet and covered in moist bread. I will fix the camera momentarily. So this is just to help bind it together, and, you know, I find that breadcrumbs can really dry out your meatloaf, which is not really fucking good. No one likes that shit. Who wants dry-ass meatloaf? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so I now have a bunch of wet, soggy, torn bread in the mix there. That is not panko. Quick oats is another option. Alright, I'm gonna get everything back into line here. Looks like we're still kind of tilty. Much better. Shut the fuck up, Lisa! That could honestly use another minute. Like, let's be fair. Whew! Alrighty. So, now that we have this, I'm gonna add just a little dash of Worcestershire. Yeah, Ritz Crackers is awesome as well. That's a good one that I can also recommend. Ritz Crackers works well. And you can also use that to add like a little extra kick into the flavor, because Ritz has all those, flavor options. But yeah, Ritz Crackers also have a fuck ton of butter in the process of making them. This is parchment paper. I'm just gonna line this. And then what I am going to do, readjust the mask. I'm going to slice open this bacon. Now, when I make meatloaf, again, it is rather important to add a little bit of fat to the mix. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to throw some bacon on the bottom, and then we're going to basically use it to wrap the meatloaf in it. So I'm just gonna make a fucking mess with the parchment paper. But I don't want to go too crazy. This isn't like, oh, just throw bacon on everything. Because then everything just tastes like bacon. I mean, that's great and all, but like, I would also like to experience what I'm eating as opposed to just bacon. I have like full cocooned it in bacon before, and it has trouble cooking. So either you get like basically super crusty, borderline inedible bacon on the outside, so it's done on the inside, or everything's just kind of a little bit too soggy for my own preferences. Alright, mix this bad boy up. And realistically, you don't have to do too much to this. Just kind of make sure it's all uniform and mixed in. No, nothing really fancy. Whew, it's still a little chilly. That's okay. And I just like to make sure that it's all kind of uniform, and in she goes. Grab up my scraps here. And obviously you don't want it like, you know, a massive fucking mountain on one side and then like really thin on the other. You kind of want this thing to be symmetrical and uniform throughout. Otherwise it's not going to cook evenly. So make sure it's about the same density. Now rinse my hands off here. Kind of grab the excess that's stuck to me. Obviously soap and water, bunch of raw meats and egg. Rinse them titties off. Hold on, I have lost chat for a second. Italian breadcrumbs, yeah, you could use those. Ah, that's not a bad call either. I could definitely go with mushrooms. We were talking about mushrooms earlier. So the next thing I'm going to do is just fold this over and press. And that should get our bacon somewhat wrapped around it without totally covering it. Again, I don't need to like slam this bad boy with bacon. Here, I'll grab one more slice, I'll cut it in half, and we'll not entomb it, but at least cover it. Now, what I'm about to do may be controversial to some. Remember, I didn't fucking ask you. Now, we're going to have a discussion about ketchup usage, okay? A little bit, fine. A little bit more than a little bit, fine. If you're drowning your shit in ketchup, you're not eating things, you're just eating ketchup. So what I'm going to do is just light little layers. You don't want to fucking smother the thing in it. Just a little bit, okay? Just like this. Now, when you're eating it and you're a fucking degenerate and you just need more ketchup because your prostate is completely underactivated, which I also find very hard to believe, you can add a little bit more to it, but this is just to add a little bit of extra flavor in there. Considering American ketchup is basically just fucking sugar, it's just going to help caramelize things on the outside. I'm going to leave it out because my wife is a degenerate and loves her ketchup. I'm going to turn off the oven really quick and then turn it back on. No, also lower the temperature on that, because that pan is fucking screaming. Anyway, there is that. All set up, good to go. The next thing I'm going to do, those potatoes are definitely cooked through. They're starting to, you can see, because there is a little bit of a color shift in it, showing that it is cooking. I am going to take a little bit of oil here, and that's going to go into this pan. It should have been on there previously. Now this oil is nice and hot. I still haven't made my fucking tea, so that's gonna be round 4, fight. And I'm just gonna throw them bad boys in there. Now I don't want to totally like deep fry the potatoes, because obviously they won't be done. But just enough oil to basically coat, and the potatoes are probably going to absorb most of the oil. Now, I will also tell you, you need to season these bad boys fucking heavily, and I mean it. Season the absolute shit out of your fucking potatoes. Don't worry, they will absorb it. Lots of adobo going in. What else? Some garlic powder, a little bit, double the garlic. Alright, what else do I have on hand? We could probably bring back around the celery, there's basil, more Italian seasoning. Get it in there, rosemary, thyme, whatever you got. I'll also get to teach y'all one of the most important lessons involving potatoes. Alright, you're cooking your potatoes like this. Alright? You're wondering, how are they done? Well, I stab it with a fork. That's a good one. You can always stab it through with a fork and check if it's done, because, you know, it will. You could try and guess by the outside. Oh, it's pretty crispy on the outside. Still might be raw on the inside, though. Is that a risk you are willing to take? Well, what you need to do is just shut the fuck up, okay? So as potatoes cook, and you're not going to believe me, everyone always looks at me like I'm fucking absolutely out of my mind. The potatoes will scream as they are cooked. They will emit like a whistling or whining sound as you cook them. I'm going to do 35 minutes on the meatloaf, so I'll see how it looks after that. Alright? So you basically just want to wait until they start screaming, really. Let me get these bad boys open. The only ingredient you have is water. True! Speaking of, I'm finally going to make my tea. Those potatoes are still going to take longer than you think to cook. I'm actually going to pump a little bit more heat back into the pan. I'm now very hungry and thirsty, so I need some tea, I need some bait. I am, however, going to start working on the bacon. We'll do bacon, sausage, then eggs, and we'll have to make an odd number of toast because I had to use one to bind the meatloaf together. And no one wants to get to the end of the loaf and figure out they're short on their sandwich. So, these potatoes are starting to get there. I want them to be very crispy on the outside. I know this is technically more kind of like home, like hash browns than home fries, like whatever. It's just a difference in slicing. I'm going to toss our onions in. Not a lot of them, but you know, they'll get translucent. If I'm lucky, I'll get some almost caramelized. But they're going to also bring flavor to the party. Onions belong in pretty much anything unless you're allergic to them. Otherwise, if you don't like onions in your shit, don't fucking put it in your shit. Yeah, I don't fucking know what to tell you. I'm not your fucking dad. But I definitely don't need to hold your goddamn hand. I'm allergic to this. Alright, don't put it in your fucking meal. True! Alright, rinse these hands off. In the interest of saving time, I'm going to wash out the meat bowl. Hit it with that soaping water. And then that'll be where we do the pancakes. There are two types of people in the world. People that make their pancakes in the pan that they made their bacon in, and people that really fucking suck at cooking and don't really belong in the kitchen. So, which one are you? Fuck, I got real hungry real fast. Whew. I'm just basically going to keep spinning these around so no one gets too burnt on any side. But I'm basically looking for these to get that nice kind of crusty exterior. Like your mama's butthole! True! I also have to go to the bathroom. Alright, if you have any questions in chat, now's the time to do it. I gotta grab my teacup. Baking bacon in the oven is healthier and safer. You never have to worry about getting burned. And if you, like, okay, so if you put it in like a cookie sheet and then like foil and then on like a cooling rack, you can drip all the excess fat off your bacon and you're just getting, you know, what's left of it. Again, people are like, well, that's not real bacon. Well, look, if you want to have bacon but you're concerned about your fat intake, your cholesterol, shit like that, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. You found an ingenious way to still enjoy bacon, but making it less hazardous for your health. The other thing is fucking... most meat like this is just absolutely jam-packed with, like, nitrates and preservatives and shit that's fucking awful for you. So, you know, good for you. The other thing I'm going to need to get is what I call a dry plate. Basically a plate where the bacon can kind of chill out, not in its own grease, and kind of cool off. Alright, chat, we're getting there. Oh, it absolutely does. Fun fact, taking anal nitrates. Oh, sorry, did I say anal nitrates? I meant amyl nitrates. Well, you know where I'm going with that one, at least, Ash. Alright, Alfina, I have my second tremendous idea of the day. Is anyone in chat familiar with femboy physics or femboy fishing? It's time to start the femboy cooking series on YouTube and become a minor e-celebrity. And still be poor. I'll be poor, but I'll be famous. Kind of, as a micro-celebrity. Cajun chicken deli meat? Femboy physics is kind of cute. That dude knows his shit. Alright, give the old potatoes a swirl. We're starting to get to that nice golden brown color. I should probably flip this bacon. I don't know if Shelby cleaned my tongs. I got one pair of tongs. Now, appropriately, because we are in the kitchen, we have tongs, and I have a penis. Gotta click them. Although, I think that's more of a learned behavior than anything. You know, do you like to have fun in the kitchen or not? If you like to have fun, you gotta clack them tongs, baby. Put a little bit more heat into this pan. This is center cut bacon. It's not my favorite, but fucking bang for the buck. Bacon's expensive as shit these days for no goddamn reason. Alright, good. My outers are starting to blister. We're starting to get that brown, crackly, bubbly texture on these motherfucking potatoes. Potato gang represent. I still gotta make my sausage and eggs. So at this point, I'm gonna get the pancake John set up. These are some protein pancake mix. You want fruit in your pancakes, Bubba? Bubba! Motherfucking deaf. Bubba! Do you want fruit in your pancakes? Okay. Alrighty. But I'm a hot fruit. Thank you. Lord Jesus, he's on fire. Oh, he's coming. In your butt later, what? One cup of this shit right here. L-I-M-P. Biscuit is right here. Alrighty. Give these a swing around. How do you want your eggies? Okay, it don't matter. It doesn't matter what you think. Shoutouts to The Rock. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And 2/3 cup of milk. Now, pancakes, you don't want them too lumpy. So, I advise a little bit of light whisking. And this is a protein pancake powder, so, you know, I'm gonna deal with how that works. And we're whisking, and we're whisking. It's very good for that wrist action. Yes, I did, actually. One of them is called a baker's cube. They're on the website, and I basically just print them to order. They are perfectly fabulous for dry ingredients. Just there's a bit of a learning curve because there's so many different things on it, so you got to get creative. But if you're like me and rarely, like if I have to measure something that's less than a teaspoon, why? That's a couple of sprinkles. I mainly use it for baking though, for larger quantities, because like a cup is real easy. You scoop it in, lay off the top, bam. Half cup, quarter cup, third cup, it's all there. Alright, chat. Here's where we decide who gets banned and who hangs out. How many people like floppy bacon? These potatoes are definitely done, nice and crispy. I'm basically going to turn the heat off and just let them stay warm. That's where they're going to be. They're screaming. They're definitely cooked through. That's absurd. Crispy bacon only. It's alright. You can fucking leave whenever you want. I prefer mine, like, not soggy, but, like, too crispy is just sad. The only time that you should go with, like, full-ass crispy bacon is if it's going on a sandwich. Otherwise, it kind of ruins the experience, you know? So, I'm going to get these a little bit further in, so they're just kind of right in between. This tea should be properly steeped by now. Shoutouts to our tea sponsor, nerdteas.ca out of Canada. Gets you on some of that, gets you a discount. Shit slaps. I'm just gonna fucking put that there for now. And this bacon should be good. We still have to do our sausage as well. But a couple more pieces to go. That should be solid. Like, there's no sense holding 3 pieces of bacon in the fridge. How do I? Yeah, it tastes like, you know, what could have been. And just like anything else in the world, if you're frying it or there's oil in the pan, lay away from yourself. If you bring it towards yourself, you're just splashing yourself forward. Push it back. Gonna let them fucking be. Make sure this is all whipped up. Side to the left. Side to the right. Crisscross. Man, there are a lot of lurkers. We have to charge some of y'all for the subscripted lurk package. Ooh, Lord, my blood sugar dipping. Alright. Vape break. Yes, my mug is a Cowboy Bebop mug. Yes, you are jealous. Shout out to Gum and Gang, Secret Santa. Today's outfit provided by Twitch and Union Day and some random Chinese company that makes fish nets. The good news is the onions have gotten nice and crispy. Like, they definitely are a little burnt on the ends, which is like exactly the temperature zone I wanted them to be in. Once the bacon is done, I will hopefully not get burnt, but whatever at this point, it doesn't really matter. What are you going to do about it? Battering, something like that. For the safety of chat and my wife, I'm just gonna take one of these pieces, make sure it's not poisoned or any way, shape, or form, toxic or harmful. You gotta take one for the team. But a little flexible, but not super crispy. A little bit of crispy on the end. We'll give you all a sound test. Some scrapey bacons. Alright, I'm gonna do the eggs on these as well. And that is our bacon. Done. Let me see if I got an empty shitty container really quick. For now, it's just going to go into a bowl. Very, very gently do this because this is a flat surface. And there we go. Got most of it off. Now, if you're an animal like me, you can just wipe up the excess hot grease so you don't, have a fire or anything. Turn that down a little bit. Now, take our brekkie sausage here. And again, I really have no use for saving any of it. Still a little frozen, apparently, but that shouldn't really be too much of an issue. I'm going to keep an eye on it, though, just in case. Probably should have defrosted it. It'll be okay. For safety's sake, I'm just going to defrost the rest of this. Fuck it. Not worth risking a grease fire. Just make sure that you defrost it on the inside. Roll these scoundrels around. You don't want them burning too hard. And you can tell they're rolling because, one, the griddle is not flat, and two, they're still kind of frozen on the inside, so there's a lot of water trying to escape. Well, let's kind of cook them together over here. Let them do their thing as they defrost. Then we still got eggy and pancake to make. Where do I get my tattoo work done? I have a multitude of artists from around the globe. This one was done by Paula Castle, who now tattoos out of Swansea. I have Steve... What the fuck's Steve's last name? Nah, my acquaintance Steve did my entire back piece that wraps up to my arm. He's transient. I've had a couple of local artists work on my chest, collarbone, forearms, arms, and then I have the apprentice leg, which is covered with all sorts of weird shit. And I have a Nick Kaiser piece that no one really gets to see too much from before he was really cool and famous. And he was still just a normie. But yeah, if I talk too much about where my tattoos got done, it gives away where I live. A little bit too close for comfort for me. What is my favorite one? I have this tattoo on my penis that says Mini. Mini Cooper of the Greater Delaware Valley area, including Acura dealerships, Honda service centers, and tractor and lawn care. That one took a while. It was a really long tattoo. I know, right, Demon? How dare I? Good takes. I don't know. Do you think I could fit a full paragraph of information on my penis? I don't know. It's up to you, fucking weirdos. My side piece is honestly the most impressive. Like, it goes from the top of my shoulder and ends, like, down here. Like, this is all connected. I've only met, and even at tattoo conventions, I've only seen one other person with a side piece as big as mine. Like, it always blows people's mind, especially when it's me. Just like, I'm some tiny, scrappy looking piece of shit compared to most people. I'm 5'9", 160. But like, I'll go into tattoo conventions in just like kind of loose, comfortable clothes, because it is what it is. And like, I'll show it off and people are like, dude, what the fuck? I don't know. I thought it would be cool. Take a quick peek at the Meatloaf. Definitely still needs an additional 10 minutes. That boy is still barely looking. Okay, these bad boys are now definitely defrosted. So in they go. And we're just gonna let these boys finish cooking. I'm gonna turn the large burner back on, just to keep some heat in that. And then we'll have meatloaf later. So the reason why I'm cooking the meat before the pancakes is I kind of want that little lubrication aspect going on there. I'm going to take a bite through one of these, see if it's cooked all the way. It should be. But, again. Yep. Nothing. I think the concept of changing the past is just a fucking waste of time. I'm here for a reason, and who I am right now is a sum of all the parts of my past. Failures, victories, somewhere in between. And the lessons we learned from those. But mainly, I'd like gas prices from when they were like under $1. Oops. It's alright, Sharky. I started bringing cupcakes with me now. I'm going to guess that the meatloaf is going to need more than 7 minutes. I'm going to take a quick peek at it and just kind of gauge it. Okay, it's split in the middle, like a good loaf should. I'm going to give it an additional 3 minutes on top of 4 minutes on top of that. Just because I want to make sure that's cooked all the way through. It is a rather dense meatloaf. If you really want to be a madman, you can slice it and then finish it in a pan. Or you can have cold meatloaf sandwiches the next morning. That's when you can add copious amounts of ketchup, and don't toast your bread. Just get in there, get soppy, get gross. So, not the healthiest breakfast, but, you know, Gaston approved. Back of my fucking thighs hurt from squats this week, though. Like, right here. It is not groovy. Nah, I'm pretty good at keeping everything that I have for the most part, except clothing. Clothing disappears all the time. You alright? Broccoli on break?
Yes.
I will say it is a bit smoky in here. There is literally nothing I can do about it. These are almost done though. I think Flutter was the one that wanted this, so hopefully they're watching at least, or can watch it. That's why I have this handy thing called a wife. She makes finding things easy. So I just ask her where it is, and she's like, "Oh, you mean this thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, that thing, thanks." By the way, melon ballers or ice cream scoops are definitely the best for doling out pancakes. Pancake batter. Just makes life easier. Now, your first pancakes will always suck. It's very important to know that. Alright? Your first pancakes are going to be your worst. Don't let your first pancakes define the rest of your batch. Because normally with pancakes, the first batch, you're still honing in the temperature of the pan. This sausage will be done in about 2 minutes. Let's take a look at the meatloaf. It's bubbling, that's good. Once you see bubbling from the top, that means you're cooking the middle. So that has about 7 minutes left at 400. Should probably be pretty good once it's out, and then, you know, it'll still cook while it cools down. There is pork in it, so you want it to at least hit 145 degrees internally. You know what? We'll put it in for a full 40 minutes. I always forget how long it takes. I'd rather it be slightly overcooked than undercooked. I do not fuck with undercooked pork at all. Beef, I'll take a chance on. Chicken, it's kind of whatever. You know, as long as it's not pink. Pork, Gotta at least hit 145. Trichinosis is like the worst case of food poisoning you've ever had. Alright. Hey now. Fucking my sausage. Alright. Easy trick. Is my pan hot enough for pancakes? Well, water on the fingies, speeds up. Good. We're at the right temperature. Now the first one, gonna go in. Actually, we're going to bring out a friend just to make sure. I mean, there's a little bit of lubrication on the pan already, but, you know, you don't want to force it in. You got to be gentle. You know, to make sure that everything is properly nice and lubricated up. You know, you don't want to just jam it in there. So just for good measure, put a little butter on here, actual butter. A little bit of salt in it. Good. And our first bad boy going down. Not going to be a big one. This is just our test pancake. You're like, oh man, when do I flip the pancake? Or when do I flip the pancake? Well, wait until you see bubbles on the top. Not just like one or two, but the whole thing is starting to bubble. Guess I'm doing this with metal. Don't use metal on metal. This pan I gave up caring about a while ago. Shouldn't be. I mean, our bit rate's showing consistent, so. The other thing you'll see is the pancake's starting to lift up, which is good. And you can see it's actually starting to cook on the side. I don't know if I can zoom in far enough for this to make sense. Alright, so we're starting to get those bubbles on the top like I was talking about. I'll try and bring it over really quick. See? Lots of bubbles on the top. That's what you want. Get in there, flip it. That one's a little burnt. That's okay. That's also sucking up a lot of the juice. You want to get your pan, Bubba? Or your plate? Or a plate for pancakes? Never mind, I have a plate for pancakes. False alarm. False alarm. I still gotta make the eggies. And I need to make an uneven amount of toast.
Use the butts for the wet bread.
True! But you love your butts, so I saved it for you. Scrape that bad boy, and there we go. One, it's good on this side, little burn on that side, pancake. But we're good to go. So, we're at the right temperature, we got the rhythm down, we have a nice place for them. Do you want, like, that size? You want bigger?
That size is
Okay. I'm just going to do these one at a time, and then we'll do eggies. There's sausage and bacon here if you hungies.
I'll put it all together.
Okay, I lied. I'm going to do two at a time. Actually, with that placement, I'm not going to risk it. But hey, let's give this pancake a try. It tastes like a pancake. With protein. Go figure. Potatoes are off. Now, if you encounter resistance, get under it a little bit more. So, these pancakes are going to cook quick. Once you see bubbles around the edges, just start flipping. Just like that. Beautiful. Make some bigger boys. And we got eggies to do. Rainbow pancakes? I do have sprinkles for it. I think. Maybe. Found the tuna I was hiding from myself. I have agave nectar and a little bit of honey. Big boy! Apparently I don't have rainbow sprinkles. Ugh. Yeah, having a look at my curved ass back, I need to improve my posture. Check my meatloaf. Alright. I am starting to see some crisping on the edges, and there's blood coming out of the center. That's good. That's what I want to see. That still needs another 5 minutes. These are pancakes. Once they're cooked, you can kind of work your way around the edges. It's not like meat. Like meat, I don't ever fucking touch meat when it's in a hot pan. If you go to like move it and it doesn't, just fucking leave it there, okay? Just fucking leave it there. Pancakes, doesn't matter. Fucking look, once it's cooked on one side. Just fucking move it. I know we're going to have a lot of clips this week from the amount of sponsored content we have. I know that DM's probably making a butt ton of clips right now for his spank bank later. What? And I still have probably like 2 more pancakes I can make, maybe 3. Yeah, myoglobin. I know it's technically not blood. That's part of the butchering process. You can't keep blood in there because blood fucking grows bacteria extremely fast. It's horrible to fucking leave blood in something. Uh-huh, is it? Sure. Then I gotta make eggies. Then we're good. I still think that needs a little bit more time. We'll do a full 50 minutes on it. I made it pretty dense. Again, don't use metal on metal, but this pan's so fucked, I don't really give a shit. And this will be the last pancake. This will be a big boy. Can you imagine, DM, all this cooking skill, talent, and fashion? No Cooters wins for me. Yeah, exactly. You get bored with it. This will also showcase my dexterity. Only a little bit lost. Starting to smell like pancakes in here. That's the good shit. And then we'll go on to eggs. Again, I don't care if the meatloaf is slightly overcooked. It's still going to be delicious. Worst case, if it's too dry, throw some fucking ketchup on it. It's meatloaf. It's not fucking steak. That should be its tagline. Meatloaf. It's not fucking steak. I'm always at peak performance. It's very rare, like, I'll have off nights and speedruns or where I just can't get shit going. Still peak performance. Name another speedrunner that can just do shit constantly, night in, night out, and works in fucking 9 to 5, and has a ferret and a whole ass apartment to take care of. Aren't many. That is a big-eared boy going right over the top. Alright, Bubba, eggy time. How you want them? Okay. Eggs, this might be different because I do not have a very thin rubber spatula. Or silicone, rather. I don't know where mine went. It might be in the dishes. I found it. It's the bare necessities. Get some butter going. Try and get the entire surface covered here. And we're just going to try and do 2 over easy. Bubba, now is the time to get your plate. No one saw anything. Shut the fuck up. Save me crying. Alright, Bubbish. Tum-tum.
Like my egg yolk.
Yeah, that'll be cooked. You want yours like...
Pancake.
You like yours basically done. Alright, in retrospective, this pan sucks for eggs, so we'll probably use a different one in the future. We could finish these with the good salt if you want. I got flake salt somewhere. Gonna basically do a fold with that one. Shelby does not like her yolks runny, so basically we're just gonna flip and dip. And there we go. Little scribble, little scrabble, but we're all there.
I don't mind them too right. Like, they can be running, but...
You're gonna have to show off your plate for the people at home and take a good photo.
I gotta clean off my berries.
Yeah, you gotta clean off your fruit.
Gotta clean the fruit.
I am kind of dirty. Give these an additional flip. Make sure they're covered over. Because this one I see is still a little liquidy on that side there. So it's going to take another... Take another tumble there. Kind of fold it. It'll be its own mini omelet. Okay, that looks like it's pretty much done. Alrighty.
1 egg, please.
Nope, you're getting 2.
And the potatoes. Uh-oh. This one.
And you want to show that off and take photos and shit.
Okay.
Woo!
Oh.
Oh, careful now.
Raspberry, no!
Here. Zoom. Ooh, I can bring it to you. There you go.
Bang, bang. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
This bun. Alright. So for me, we'll just do a little bit less cook on the eggies. I'm actually going to opt for just one in retrospect. Unfortunately, with a curved pan, I have to work with a curved pan. If this yolk doesn't break, it's a miracle. Unfortunately, I do not think we have miracle circumstances here. Alright. Das Meatloaf. I'm just going to let it kind of keep in there for a little bit more. Give it 2 more minutes, literally. It's still doing its thing. I think we lost the yolk last second here. We did. That's okay. This egg is definitely still viable. Catch it before it squeezes itself out entirely. And there we go, motherfuckers. Just starting to ooze out a little bit. Have our pancakes, our sausage, our bacon, and our potatoes. And hi, welcome to MILF Denny's. I'm your server and cook from Femboy Hooters. So, let's take a tour, shall we? I'm going to put that away. And we're going to have to make space for the meatloaf when it comes out. I'll try and showcase that, but that's also going to be hotter than the surface of the sun, having been in the oven for what's now approaching like 50-ish minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Whew! It's a bit smoky in here. But hey, let's fucking rip in. Fuck you, kid! You're adopted! Get both my UGG gloves on, because this is gonna be fucking volcanic. But yeah, that looks about the right color. The other thing is the bacon is also cooked on the outside. This is very hot. I'm going to put it down now. But I would say that this meatloaf is done. You know what? I'm just gonna throw it back in, straight up. I'm still seeing a little bit of myoglobin pop out of it. You basically want that bitch running almost clear. There's still a little bit of pink left. It's alright. Whew! Alright, I will check in with chat in just a minute here. I haven't made eggs in months, and I still did pretty much fucking great. The potatoes are fabulous. My yolk, still runny. Now I have something to slide these potatoes in. So, pretty simple, pretty easy. But yeah, the big takeaway that I can give everyone is pre-cook your fucking potatoes. Slice some bitches up and microwave them. Fuck it. Ain't no one got time to sit around and regulate temperature and take forever. Those are, in fact, dippy eggs. Hey, Bubba, did you see who's in chat?
No.
Free Shabakadu's in chat. I'm not kidding. Yeah, welcome to the cooking stream. This is a bonus, second in a month. So, any questions, concerns, commentary on the MILF Denny's Grand Slam? I generally don't dip sausage in anything. Definitely need more tea now. Harper with another big hit, 2 out, double in the 7th. Jesus. That man deserves the MVP, and he's going to get robbed because the Phillies won't make the playoffs.
which is a damn shame. His numbers are fucking literally out of control right now.
Yep, salty and sweet's a great combo. I actually have maple syrup, but I never remember I have it until it's like way too late. Yep, that's what I have as well. You know, there's actually like a huge amount of money and like mafia influence on maple syrup. There we go. That's coming out clear. And this will now rest. That is hot as fuck. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Beautiful. Crust on top. Fuck, that is hot. Woo!
Hurt yourself?
No, almost. I got them tough hands. Anyway, that is definitely done. That's been cooking for almost an hour. Just let it rest. It'll absorb, and whatever is left out is the fats, and you can kind of scoop it off. The pancakes themselves have like a nice little innate sweetness to them. Oh. Now it's time to golf, Bubba.
Now it's time to fall into a damn coma.
Nope.
You didn't have any food?
Nope.
It was really nice.
I didn't even see it was out.
Alright. Questions, concerns?
Yeah, who's cleaning all this up?
You! Wanna fight about it?
No, but I'm gonna request that you at least get everything into the sink. All the food on one plate.
One plate might be difficult. No, actually not that difficult.
Obviously mine is the meatloaf.
Oh no, the meatloaf's staying in that. That meatloaf is about the temperature of the sun, so...
Given the trajectory of the moon and the sun, probably at the bottom of the ocean. There you go. Happy face breakfast, everybody. I'm gonna make another cup of tea here.
Oh, that's the worst. Yo, what's up, Mel? How are you? It's not that hard. Well, at least he pulled really well. That's always a positive. Ah. Okay. So, who is ready for perhaps some golf in a little bit? We'll still do like 5 minutes of Q&A, and then I'm going to take 5 minutes to kind of break everything down. But we should be ready to just kind of chill out. That was a pretty easy and quick cooking stream. Well, yeah, I'm here for your questions, concerns, and commentary. Yo, super appreciated. Thank you for the 2 months of support. Appreciated. What's up, friendo? Long time no see. I could try, Chris. I'm not sure how well it'll get there. Alright, I'll walk back out there. It's a little smoky out here. Any hoomstead of. I'm gonna get this tea going. We'll have some of that. And from there, we'll then play some Gale. A bag of dicks. A bag of Mick dicks. Alright. By the way, for those of you that haven't seen it, Nerd Tea. And when I buy tea in bulk, we have 9 containers this size filled with tea. Eight containers, sorry. Shelby has 2 for her coffee. Okay, dicks. Well, it's good to have you back around. Thank you for the support. Hopefully things haven't been too crazy. Fill this bad boy up because it's gonna be a long night. Then we gotta get up early tomorrow to do breakfast with Larry and Brighton and Aki, Casey, and maybe the white woman.
Alright, you think the tea collection joke's funny. Alright. Listen here, shit dick. Just over here, this is the collection of things that I normally drink. Or that are in rotation. You got Monk's Blend, you got Hibiscus, you got Lime Gelato, you got Mango Green Rooibos. You also then have some Honey Nut Crunch Rooibos, which I have another pound sitting over there. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Over here is the... what the fuck was in here? What the fuck was this? This is some high-powered shit. High caffeine. Don't remember what it was, but it's pretty good. We also have some swamp water. A little bit of this left. High caffeine. Ah, wait, there's more. Hey, I found the broken piece to your mug. Here's some... This is Back Porch Blend from a local distributor. It's got orange, strawberry, blueberry in it. No, not at all. This is Shelby's Oolong with white peach and white tea. This is orange nectarine black tea. It's got orange and nectarine rind and chunk in it. What else? Oh, but wait, there's more. This is the Dirty Chai. This is a chai tea with black tea with coffee, nutmeg, clove, espresso grinds. It's pretty dope. That's what I've been drinking most of today. The Back Porch Blend is fabulous. If you want to order it, that is unfortunately not available through Nerd Teas. That is available through a website called www.theheadnut.com. They're a bit of a local mom and pop store, small business, but their shit is really good. Their other thing that they do is something called Arctic Fire. Green tea with mint, blueberry, and cornflower. It's pretty dope. Under here we have some Rose Gocho, which is a Chinese fermented black tea with some rose petals and rose hips in it. It is quite delicious. But wait, there's more. Here's the same thing, but with lychee. Now, there are no bits... I think there's a little bit of lychee rind in there. Lychees are fucking great. It's one of my favorite fruits. This is the Power Blend, as I call it. This is just your standard-ass Sencha green tea. Pretty beat down, busted, stepped on. But mixed with a bunch of matcha powder. I don't think the camera has the ability to pick it up, but there's matcha powder just floating everywhere now. You should, yeah, there you go. Now you can see it swirling. And the last one I at least have in the containers, this is a mix of the Honey Nut Crunch with some red honey bunch, or red honey bush Rooibos. Have a tea for every season. And over there on the pantry rack, we still have some basic Earl Grey, some masala chai, some blood orange tisane, some Assam, Scottish breakfast tea. What else? Some herbal organic hojicha. We got some sencha jade, some jasmine green, some jasmine silver needle, jasmine globe, English breakfast black tea, some sakura sencha, which is sencha with cherry blossoms, some organic silver needle white, some purple tea, some fennel seed, and a hearth warmer. I think I also have some ginger turmeric, my massive bag of matcha powder, and some sort of licorice root with fennel herbal. I drink tea, I drink coffee. That's it. We haven't shown them on stream for a while. Shout outs to our friends at Grinding Coffee Co. The Gay Agenda. It's very good. Caramel, honey, and fruits, just like me. I like none of those things though. Fennel is amazing, and I wish people in the US weren't afraid of it. It's such good flavor, but... So it's this weird thing. In the US, generally no one likes cherry-flavored things because most medicines are flavored cherry. Now, in the UK, most medicine things are flavored with, like, anise, so no one really from the UK likes licorice. It's very weird. Because, like, I had a friend from the UK who always used to give me shit because I'd like, dude, I love licorice. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It tastes like medicine. It's like, what do you mean? It's good. There's no medicine that's licorice flavored. He's like, mate, everything. I grew up, everything tasted like licorice. I was like, wait a minute. Did we just figure out one of those weird cultural differences? It's very pungent. I like adding it to stocks though because it adds like a very, very nice depth of flavor. Like, my pho broth has, like, an entire fennel root in it. I just slice it in half, char it, and then it just boils for, like, 6-7 hours. Simmers, rather. I think we'll also try the reactive lighting for 7 Days to Die tonight. We'll see how it goes. Oh, by the way, when you can't find shaker jars that are the right size, just make your own. Oh, I forgot about this one. This is a yuzu lemongrass rooibos, also really good. Peppermint tea is dope. We have a bunch of peppermint and mint shit here. I fucking love mint. This is probably way over steeped, but whatever. Alright, you motherfuckers want to break this shit down and play some games? How are we looking for golf? Or do we want a jackbox? I don't know what our current lineup is. Amogus? Ah, Christ. I haven't played that in a while. That gets Larry all fucking worked up.
Yeah, is that what you really meant to say, Snes? I'm not wearing anything under this apron, Snes. Just kidding. Alright. Dude, they are. I have my, my Pokemon on my chest, so yeah. They are quite colorful. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm a boy, I can do that. I present as a boy. Allow me to correct myself. Anyway, we good to go? Play some video games together with chat? I think we'll call it here. So this has been the bonus cooking stream of the MILF Denny's Grand Anal Plunge Slam and my fucking big throbbing meatloaf. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the support, and don't forget, if you are subbed, vote. We still have to do another cooking stream by the end of the month. So I think right now Lamb Obsession is in the lead, but we take the top two. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the stream marker. We're gonna start breaking down.